look, but sometimes you have to be true to yourself. Welcome to another episode of License. And I am the proud host of the License. So welcome back. Take two. Welcome back. And I absolutely hope you were able to answer that question. How are you? So sometimes in asking that question, you may come up with things that kind of make you bother, feel concerned. And remember what I said, I'm no psychologist or anything, but what we're talking about here today is being true to yourself. In life, when you ask yourself that question, how are you? You have to be true to yourself. Now, in being true to yourself, you might come up with questions like, or answers like, I'm feeling scared, I'm feeling worried, I'm feeling bothered, I'm feeling insecure. Or sometimes you may feel like, oh, I'm feeling like I'm not enough. Some of those words may come out. Or you may say, I'm feeling excited, or I'm feeling... The point here is, in answering that question or speaking to yourself, is being able to say, you're answering for yourself and you're not taking the perspective about who you are from somebody else. Now, I'll explain what I mean. In the world that we live in today, a lot of times we decide the perspective or how we should feel about how people have judged us or how people feel about us. So for instance, somebody feels like you're not good enough, so because of that you feel like you're not good enough. Or because somebody feels like, oh, you shouldn't be doing that particular job, even though you know very well within yourself that you're in the best place or you're doing the best thing for yourself. And so you start to feel the way you feel because of someone's opinion. So the first thing I want to start here is, in answering that question or being true to yourself, can we eliminate people's opinions of us? Can we remove people's views and opinions of us? Remember what I said in my last episode or the last few episodes, when I said, in this world that we are in, everybody is discovering themselves. Everybody is on a journey, on a roadmap in life. I've never seen somebody where they literally gave them a manual when they were born and said, you were meant to be the greatest man that ever lived. Here is the manual for your life. This is how you should live your life. This is what you should do. I've never seen that person. Everybody is on the road to discovery. Everybody is discovering themselves. So why would you allow another human being who is on a road to discovery decide or discover yourself for you? You are also on your own road to discovery. So in answering that question, how are you, or in being true to yourself, can you please not let it be based on people's opinion? Because guess what? People's opinion are just people's opinion. That's one fact. Now, a second fact is, sometimes in answering that question or being true to yourself, you will find things that we will say, oh, this is how I'm feeling. Can we have an agreement today? Can we not go based on our feelings? Can we choose to rise beyond how we are feeling? Now, I'll use myself as an example. And it's so funny because I was just saying today that this podcast is slowly becoming a reality podcast because I feel like I talk a lot about the things that I deal with. So in saying rise beyond how we feel, remember what I said about yesterday? I'd been feeling really down. I literally this morning, I didn't want to get up. I have a routine. I wake up every day. Now don't laugh and don't feel anyhow, but I wake up every day about 4:30, 4 a.m., to start my day, some days earlier. But today I really just wanted to stay in bed. So imagine waking up like 6:30 or 7, staying in bed. I felt a certain way, but I told myself I cannot afford to stay in this place, because if I stay in this place, there's no good that's going to come out of it. So I got up regardless. In fact, I went against all odds. I went to exercise and I did like a dance video, because I said to myself, there's a certain chemical that is released when you exercise, right? So I was determined in my mind that I had to get out of this mood. And also I showed up to record this podcast, and trust me, I always talk about my producer, but he would tell you that I wasn't really in the mood for this podcast. I probably delayed like 20 minutes. But my point here is, I made a conscious effort. Now, I'm not the best example. There are probably other people that may tell you other stories of themselves. But I made a conscious effort that regardless of how I felt and how I knew I was feeling, I didn't want to stay there. So what am I saying to you, my listener? I know you are feeling, and the word here is feeling. I know you are feeling, and I'm not trying to downplay how you are feeling. I need you to make a conscious effort saying to yourself, this is how I'm feeling, but I'm not going to stay there. I'm going to rise beyond how I'm feeling. First of all, I'm not going to determine how I'm feeling or how I am based on people's opinions, but I'm going to rise beyond how I am feeling, and I'm going to do what I think is best for me right now. Right? That is what I want to push you to do. So to yourself, be true. This is how I'm feeling. But as you are true to yourself, can you also to yourself be true to say, this is how I'm feeling, but this is what I need right now is not to feel this way. What I need right now is to be strong. What I need right now is to be tough. What I need right now is to rise beyond how I'm feeling. What I need right now is to create moments beyond this. In fact, I'll tell you something I heard recently. And when I heard it, it really made me think. It made me so excited. I was listening to something recently. I think I was listening to a program, like a talk show, and somebody was saying something how for him, when he goes through tough situations, he tries to create memories about those tough situations. So I remember the example he gave very vividly. He said there was a season in his life when he was unemployed. And so that season in his life when he was unemployed, he woke up every day, of course, trying to apply for a job, but he started painting his house. So he would paint his parents' house. Today he will paint this wall, tomorrow he will paint that wall. And his parents thought he was crazy when he was doing it, because they felt like, you're unemployed, you don't have a job, but you're trying, you're painting. And the honest truth, he said what happened was, when he finally overcame that period of his life, every time he goes back into his parents' house, every time he goes back into his parents' house and he sees that wall, the walls that he painted in his low moment, it reminds him how he was able to rise above how he was feeling and do something impactful regardless of how he was feeling. So the point is, he built something memorable out of the pain. So the pain was, he was unemployed, he was financially low, he was feeling down. But rather than stay there, he said he also looks at that wall and realizes how he developed a skill in painting. So you can imagine somebody that was unemployed, financially low, developed a skill of painting and created a memory of painting his parents' wall, like painting and redecorating his parents' wall. So what am I saying here? It's not about staying where you are, but making a conscious effort to say, I am going to do something to counter this moment, so that when I think back at this moment, it is not about the pain, but it is about what I was able to achieve regardless of my pain. That is what I am saying. And I can almost say, go girl, yes, preach it to myself. Because I feel like I'm preaching something that is even hitting home for me. A lot of times we go through stuff, we're being true to ourselves, and we're like, oh, this guy dumped me, or this happened to me, or this situation, or I'm going through a sick moment, or something. I'm not trying to downplay that. But can we counter something negative with something positive? Can we be true to ourselves and leave a memory of positive where something of negative is? That is my second challenge. So remember, my first one is... And that's the end of this sneak peek. If you like to hear the entire episode, you're gonna have to go listen to it on all your favorite podcast stations across the world. So whether it's Apple Podcasts or whether it's Amazon Podcasts or Google Podcasts, just search for License to Live and you will have it. But until then, don't forget to subscribe down below to the station and make sure you go listen to the full episode. That's it for me. Ta-ta. See you guys, and don't forget, shine on.